Welcome students, parents, and guardians. This video presentation has been created to help with the scheduling process for classes for the 2021 school year. This information is for students who will be in 12th grade at Jena High School. Please send any questions or comments that you have directly to me, Samantha Manning, school counselor at Jena High School, at smanning@lasallepsb.com. The information in this presentation is based on graduation requirements that are currently in place. Any changes in policies that affect the class of 2021 will be issued to parents and students through our website, open house, and the Jena Times. The scheduling process will understandably be different this year. In the description of this video and on the JHS website, there's a link to a Google form that contains scheduling forms for students. There is a different video and scheduling form for each grade level. This will replace the paper scheduling forms students have turned in the past. Once you complete the form, it will come directly to me, so there's nothing else that you need to do. Please be certain that you enter an email address on the form that I can use to contact you. There is a notes section at the end of the form where I would love for you to leave me any additional information that I may need to know about you, and where you can ask me any questions that you have. Again, these forms will come directly to me, so I will see anything that you've written there. If you think of a question or something you need to add or change about your scheduling form, please do not fill out an additional form. Just send those notes directly to me by email. There are two different pathways that students can follow to a diploma. The TOPS University pathway, which prepares students for success in college and university study, and the Jumpstart TOPS Tech pathway, which focuses on preparing students for entrance into technical and community colleges and the workforce. You should know which pathway you're on based on the classes that you took in 11th grade. There is an option on your scheduling form for you to select your pathway. An additional form will need to be signed at the beginning of the school year. If, for instance, you've been in the TOPS pathway and maybe you're going to change to Jumpstart, that's something that we would need to have a form signed for you to do so. If students have not signed out of the TOPS University pathway, they are still in that pathway. If you have any questions about that in particular, please let me know. These are the requirements for the TOPS University pathway. Students need 4 Englishes, English 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 maths, Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and Advanced Math or Calculus. 4 sciences, Biology, Chemistry. Then you can choose 2 from the following: Physical Science, Physics, Environmental Science, Ag 2, or Anatomy and Physiology. So senior year, students can choose from a selection of different sciences if you are on the TOPS University pathway. Social Studies requirements for TOPS University. You need 4 Social Studies: American History, 1 unit of Civics Free Enterprise, and 2 units that are a combination of World History, World Geography, and Western Civilization. You need 1/2 of a health credit and 1.5 units of physical education. If you have taken athletic PE throughout your high school career, that satisfies your physical education credits, but not health. All students must also take health. It is a classroom class on health education topics. So it's important for you to remember that that's a requirement as well. You need 2 units of foreign language on the TOPS pathway. If you took Spanish 1 last year, you'll need to take Spanish 2 this next year. You'll need 1 unit of an art credit, which could be Fine Art Survey, Classroom Art 1, 2, or 3, Band, Choir. Any of those satisfy that requirement. Band is an art credit, but it is not a PE credit. Students will need 3 units of electives for a total of 24 units. The Jumpstart TOPS Tech pathway requires 4 Englishes as well: English 1, 2, 3, and 4, or Business English and substitute for English 4. You need 4 units of math: Algebra 1, Geometry, Math Essentials, Financial Math. If you were in the Jumpstart pathway in 11th grade, the TOPS pathway in 11th grade and would like to move to Jumpstart and you have a credit of Algebra 2, that can be counted. But the traditional pathway for a Jumpstart student is Algebra 1, Geometry, Math Essentials, Financial Math. Jumpstart requires 2 units of science, biology, and physical science or environmental science. 2 units of social studies, American history and civics, the same health and PE requirements, and 9 units of electives for their Jumpstart sequence, for a total of 23 credits. The 9 units of Jumpstart electives must come from an approved progression of courses determined by the Department of Education. It is important that students take electives that go together in the same area. There are several electives that can be counted as universal Jumpstart courses to be used in any pathway toward the total of the 9 units. These common universal electives include IBCA, Quest for Success, JAG, Introduction to Business, Customer Service, Entrepreneurship, First Responder, Speech. We have options to use Odysseyware to satisfy some of those Jumpstart electives, but it's important for you to remember that you need 9 of those. A Jumpstart pathway is a group of related courses that focus on a career area. So it's sort of like having a major while you're in high school. Included within each Jumpstart pathway is an industry-based certification that you will earn at Jena High School, and students can take with them into post-secondary education and employment. Earning the certification in your Jumpstart pathway is a graduation requirement if you are a Jumpstart student. Students following the Jumpstart curriculum are required to choose a pathway from those offered at JHS. When choosing your Jumpstart pathway, you should consider your interests and your educational plans after high school. The Louisiana Department of Education was in the process of making changes to pathways when the COVID closures occurred. Any changes that we receive to pathways, we will share with you if they affect your class. These are the popular Jumpstart pathways at Jena High School: Automotive Technology, Certified Nursing Assistant, Hospitality, Tourism, Culinary, and Retail, Manufacturing, Microenterprising, Oil and Gas Production, T2 Safety, and Welding. Those are the credentials that you can earn in those pathways. For instance, if students are in the Automotive Technology pathway, they'll need to take Auto 1, Auto 2, Auto 3. You get 2 credits in Auto 2 and 3. So that puts you to 5, even if you have only just taken those automotive classes. You can fill in some of those universal Jumpstart courses to round out your 9 credits. And if you're in automotive technology, if you'll look down at the list, and it has ASE certifications. ASE certifications and SP2 certifications are what will be earned in automotive technology. So each of these pathways leads to earning some of the credentials listed on there. Certified Nursing Assistant, we have that program at Jena High School where students will earn their nursing assistant certification through that. You'll see a number of electives listed on the form that can go with that nursing assistant pathway, including the actual CNA class. Hospitality, Tourism, Culinary, and Retail, that leads students to earn the Customer Service and Sales credential. Those classes include some of the classes Ms. Warwick teaches, including Facts 1 and 2, and she actually teaches a Customer Service class and Entrepreneurship class. If you took all of those, that would be 4, and then you could take some of the other general electives such as JAG, IBCA, Journey to Careers, College Career Readiness, those kind of classes. So once you take the bulk of the major electives that are related to those pathways, then you can round out the rest of what you need, taking some things on Odysseyware and some other general electives in the classroom, and it leads you to earn some of those credentials there at the bottom. So again, students, if they're in the Jumpstart pathway, you have to be sure that you earn 9 of those electives that can go together, as well as earn the credential in order to graduate. State testing requirements for graduation. The LEAP 2025 assessments are what is used as a graduation exam now. And they're given in English 1, English 2, Algebra 1, Geometry, Biology, and U.S. History. Students must pass 1 subject in each of those subject pairs in order to graduate. So Algebra 1 or Geometry, Biology or U.S. History, English 1 or English 2. TOPS is Louisiana Scholarship Program. There are 4 levels of TOPS funding. The Opportunity, Performance, and Honors Awards pay at a four-year university within Louisiana. They will pay at private schools as well, but they'll pay the same amount that they would have paid at a public school. You can see the breakdown of the ACT scores and the GPA requirements you need for all of those awards. The TOPS Tech Award is for students on the Jumpstart pathway, and it pays at a technical school. To qualify for TOPS Tech, students need at least a 17 on the ACT. Now, those core GPAs listed for each of those levels, those are not the same as the overall GPAs listed on report cards and transcripts. The core GPA is the GPA calculated on only the students' core classes. So they're English, math, science, social studies, foreign language, and art for the TOPS awards at universities, and the Jumpstart electives for the TOPS Tech class. I say that because typically a student's overall GPA is higher than their core GPA because it factors in their grades in PE, which are often A's, maybe some grades and electives that don't count toward the core. So be mindful that if your student is close to that 2.5 core GPA or 3.0 core GPA, you may want to contact me and let's talk about exactly what their core GPA is, just so there are no surprises when it gets time for those TOPS awards to be granted. Dual enrollment classes are where a student is enrolled at two institutions at one time. The course is taken at one institution, but credit is given at both. We have a couple different ways for students to earn dual enrollment credit at Jena High School. They can take the welding courses at Rod Brady and the certified nursing assistant courses at Rod Brady. For those, they go to the Rod Brady campus in Jena to take those classes, and they earn credit in the Central Louisiana Technical College system and at Jena High School. We also have a large program of dual enrollment classes through ULM, where students will take the class online at Jena High School and earn credit at ULM and Jena High School. It's important to note that those courses are all college courses. The grade earned will go on their college transcript and on their high school transcript. So those classes are very important. Students need to be very responsible to take those. At least a 19 on the ACT is required for dual enrollment through ULM. If students want to take an English class, they must also have an 18 in English as a subscore. If they would like to take a math class, they need at least a 19 in math as a subscore. They can continue to take the ACT over the summer to earn the qualifying ACT scores for dual enrollment. We give the test at JHS on every national test date. There are some variables about when those test dates will be, but there will be a June and July test date, and you can visit actstudent.org to know more about when those dates will be, but when they are, we will be giving them at Jena High School. If you don't have an account on actstudent.org already, and you would like to take the ACT, you go to that website, create your account, and there you can register and pay for your tests there. It is important that you use the same login information each time you sign in. So if you're not sure how to get in, please retrieve your login information. Do not create a new account. Our state has a policy that juniors will take the ACT in the spring of their junior year. There will be plans for that to be rescheduled for you. And so there's more information coming about that as we move along. The current cost for the ACT is $56, but that changes every year. And so it will likely go up a couple dollars. Students who have qualified for free or reduced lunch at some point can receive fee waivers for ACT tests, so contact me if you need help with a fee waiver for the testing. Beginning with the class of 2020, the honors will be valedictory and salutatory only. So we will have a valedictorian and salutatorian. Those students must follow the university pathway and current TOPS course requirements to be considered. All class ranking is determined by alpha grades, and there'll be no rounding for computation of rank. but class ranking for graduation ceremony purposes will be determined by numeric grades. Any student who is going to be a valedictorian or salutatorian at Jena High School must have been in our school for 2 years, and one of those must be the entire senior year. We have a wonderful JAG program at Jena High School. JAG stands for Jobs for America's Graduates. It can be taken every year if you so choose. There are multiple levels of JAG. And it is a universal jumpstart course. This is the list of clubs, organizations, and teams that we have at Jena High School. We are very proud to have such a wide variety of activities for students to be involved in. I encourage you to get involved if you're not already. Choose one of these clubs that you're interested in. Try out for one of these teams that you're interested in. I think it makes a world of difference in your high school experience. These are typical examples of 12th grade schedules. Usually a TOPS University Pathway student would take English 4, Advanced Math. They could choose from Anatomy and Physiology or Physics or Ag 2 or Environmental Science. You need a Social Studies, which could be World Geography, World History, or Western Civilization dual enrollment. Spanish 2, a PE requirement if needed. And then if they need something else to replace a class that they've not passed or something like that, you could take in a different one. But students usually get out early in 12th grade. They are required to attend at least through 4th period. If all of their graduation requirements are scheduled and they have stayed through 4th period, then they would be eligible to leave early. Typical 12th grade schedule of a Jumpstart TOPS Tech Pathway student. They'll need an English class, usually business English, math class, financial math, any leftover health or PE requirements they maybe didn't take in previous years they'll need, and then Jumpstart electives that they'll need to round out their 9 units. Again, they can get out early, provided they've met their requirements through at least 4th period. Please click on the link in the description of this video or on the JHS website near this video link. That will take you to the Google form that you need to fill out your request for your schedule. If you have any questions at all as you're filling that out, please contact me by email. I appreciate you watching. Please let me know what I can do to help. Thank you.